Carol who deals in boxes. Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether the narcotic be alcohol, morphine, or idealism. Carl Gustav Jung. I looked above at the nebulous vortex that grew and spiraled above my bedroom window and let out a long groan. The kind of groan that feels like it swells like concrete from the base of the stomach, gurgling slowly upwards like some horrendous snake. This was it. This was the moment I'd waited for so long. Singularity, apocalypse by any other name, the great unveiling, a whole new world opening out into an infinite horizon. Light floods into everything. I closed my eyes and let it flood over me. Just another night in the box. Just another night. Then, boom, it kicks in, and I'm gone. Carol was 15 when she first jacked into the boxes, 18 when she proceeded to cranial input, 20 when she finally transcended, and finally 34 when she started to lose track. Her memory growing fuzzier than the background radiation of the dead stars looping infinitely on TV sets. But it's always in the static that something eventually emerges, as Carol laid cold and stiff on a metallic table, eyes blacker than black holes, and staring into endless, fractal oblivion. This one's an interesting case to start you on with, Sid. Young woman, 34 years, found jacked in and mind-phased in a room. Left for dead, it would seem, by whoever she counted as friends. Might be a good one to start you off with, buddy. A clean dive. All safe, of course. You'll get to swim in her memory, like the training said. Find a memory of something concrete and powerful. Try to get her to focus on that. It's always a safe bet on your first dive. Sage advice if you don't mind me tooting my own horn. Sid looked down. A feeling of unease and disquiet descended upon him. His usual nervous disposition intensified. The awareness that he would soon be jacking into this young woman's mind, into a living, breathing being's most private space. Her brain, her thoughts, her loves, her hates. Every lost moment, every disappointment, every passing joy and echo of laughter would be his to explore and experience. All this to find a way to bring her back from the limbo nightmare she now inhabited, in the metaspace of box death. A fate worse than death, alive but lost in an unending dream of endless nightmare of the matrix of the self. He was afraid of the depth of that responsibility, but he knew he had to be brave. He had chosen this path. 4 years of intense metaspace training had led him to this moment. He had to be strong, had to wipe that sweaty brow, steady those trembling hands, and breathe. Ready to dive in? The box technician asked. Sid just nodded and took a deep breath. Lights out. Sid felt the extending cord rip into his cortex like a drill stabbing into wet flesh, jolting for a second before the pain came. The pain, unreal, like nothing he'd ever felt before, a lightning bolt of energy flying through his head, his spine, his very being. Shit! Shit! Something's gone wrong! Sid heard the panic in the tech's voice. But Sid couldn't concentrate on anything now but the intense pain, screaming as white noise filled his head. What the fuck? What the fuck? The tech screamed once again, louder this time. Shut it off! Shut it off, god damn it! I will not lose another trainee. The pain lowered down to each limb, extending out like some sort of digital crucifixion. I've never seen this, the tech mumbled. The two minds are merging? What the fuck is happening to his body? His fucking eyes, man! Turn this goddamn thing off, you fucking idiot! Turn it off! Then the pain stopped, and the lights finally went out. Hello, world. Hello, said a quiet female voice. Where am I? Replied Sid and thought. You're in our head, she responded. What? "Hello world and welcome to the box, Carol," she said again, giggling quietly. Sid obtains a feeling of awakening. "What's going on? Who are you?" "We're Carol." "What?" "We're Carol." "I'm not Carol, I'm Sid." "You're Carol." "Where's my body? What's going on?" "I didn't need bodies in the box, Carol." "Who are you?" "I'm Carol too." One Carol and one Sid equals Carol too. Sid looked around the space he now inhabited, if it could be called space in a conventional sense. Staring down, he saw no body, no matter to represent himself, simply an infinity of geometric shapes crashing and recombining around him. Thought represented as matter, shapeless, formless space. A dreamscape of truly endless proportions. "Aren't you glad we brought ourselves here?" the female voice sounded again. It was soft, calm, motherly, and Sid felt strangely comforted by it. "Why are you calling me Carol?" "Carol is the woman I was brought here to save." "I am Sid. I was in the tech lab ready to jack into a box to save her life. She's on the precipice of complete brain death. Another sad victim of serious box abuse and addiction. Do you know what that is?" "Of course I do," the female voice responded, quite angrily this time. "I'm sorry," Sid said instantly, realising that he must be talking to Carol herself as he came round to full consciousness. He must be Carol's subconscious. "No, that's not right. We are Carol." "Carol, I am Carol, and so are you," Carol responded. The shapes and atmospheres in the mental space projecting them from Carol's mind began to morph now, the light getting progressively duller. Bright geometric shapes replaced with more amorphous, organic, threatening and shifting dull blocks. She was obviously starting to get distressed. "Please, Carol, please try to relax. I'm here to help," Sid tried to reassure her. "You don't even realise what's happened, do you, Carol 1? Try to remember I am Sid, Carol. I'm here to wake you up, to help you return to your waking life. It's very important that you trust me." Carol snorted. The shapes in the metaspace now morphing into strange, cartoon-like forms, shifting in and out of existence, and taking on an entirely harsh and hallucinatory aspect. "You don't even realise what has happened. You have no idea, do you, Carol 1? "Okay, Carol, tell me what's going on so I can help you," Sid said softly now, so as not to upset her more. "The one you call Sid is dead, integrated into my metaspace. You do not realise the true nature of the metaspace, and we must share the joy of mine with everybody we meet. It's time to extend our metaspace meme style into the cybercube. Infect all we meet with box love. I deal in boxes, Carol 1, and it's time we spread our boxes to all who seek the truth." What the fuck? Boom. What's happened to him? What could cause that kind of extreme reaction in a subject? "Can you seek his consciousness on the mind phase machine?" Lucia inquired, angrily pacing up and down in the lab, staring intensely at the tech and Sid's burnt out and broken husk of a body, still smouldering and warm on the box unit. "I can't find his signal, Lucia. I'm sorry, but it appears he's gone," the tech replied sheepishly. "But how is this possible?" Lucia responded in shock, sitting down to compose himself. "How can it be that a healthy docker, physically and mentally fit, fucking spontaneously combusts on his first fucking dive? I mean, Christ, the smell! Talk to me, or I'll be holding you personally responsible on account of gross negligence." Okay, just let me run some diagnostics on Carol's box. She appears to be fine, according to the readouts on the mind phase machine. Perfectly reasonable heart rate, normal mental functions. It's like the energy released was somehow just to one direction, like, well, I'll find another word for it, apart from spontaneous psychic combustion. I've seen people getting shocked of dodgy box units before, but nothing like this. Not even with a really, really bad amateur job. I don't care what it takes fucking well find out what caused it, or it's your ass, your job, and mine probably with it. Lucy grunted, his steps heavy as he walked hurriedly out of the dense, cloistered and stinking metallic room to leave the tech to do his testing. Fuck, thought Lucy. I will not enjoy writing the report for this one. You're dead. What do you mean I'm dead? Carol, I'm here to help you. And what was all that about a meme virus? I've read about them, Carol. They're just an urban legend. A scare story told by the Neo-Luddites. Let me show you, Carol 1. It will all become much clearer if we just manifest the truth in this metaspace. We have much to do, and I can't do this alone. You will be the first, Carol 1. The firstborn of the chosen Carols. Carol then blinked, or her abstract form at least approximated it, a graphical line inverting itself in and out. The metaspace changed, dissolving walls surrounded the abstract Carol, cascading down in abstract light as the scene dissolved into nothingness. A room appeared, a dim room with a strange green neon light pouring through the window. A room full of various mind phase machines, unfamiliar even to Sid, and a maze of wires and neon ambience. Do you remember this place, Carol 1? It's where we performed our best work, our masterpieces of mind design and metaspace development. We do remember this, don't we, Carol? Sid's abstract form stiffens and froze. He'd seen these before, hack spaces, really underground mind phase hacking stuff. What did you do here, Carol? What have you done? What has happened here? The more you tell me, the sooner we can get you out of here. I'm here. You don't fucking get it, do we, Carol? We're both dead. Well, not dead in the traditional sense. We've transcended into pure information. You especially so, Carol 1. We created this world in our room. Remember? Just remember, you are me, I am you, we are Carol. There's no separation here, no individuality. We are the future, and the future is a world of infinite possibility, infinite creativity. We are gods. Why bother with the world above when we can do this? The mind space suddenly cleared, and all the lights went out again. Technical errors. Christ, thinks Greg, as he frantically explored the diagnostic logs and error printouts from today's session. What the hell happened today? Better find some way to solve what caused this disaster, otherwise I'm gone. Greg's eyes scanned the logs. Massive energy spikes, of course, on Sid's side of the log, but strangely Greg noticed nothing that seemed out of the ordinary on Carol's side. That was where the mystery must lie, he thought. He quickly glanced over at her, still brain-fried from the box, staring out into the nothingness with blank eyes. Never ceases to give me the chills, even after all these years, he thought to himself. Maybe a physical examination of Carol will bear some fruit. Best get the brain scanning kit for that. It's going to be another long night. Lucia pulled into the Docker headquarters quickly, determined to file his report as quickly as possible. Might even have to do a quick cover-up job on this one. After all, the DDA love a good fuck-up, and the Neo-Luddites will have a field day if they found out about this, he thought to himself. Lucia ran upstairs, ignoring his colleagues and pushing through to his desk. Sitting at his chair, he prepared for the long and unforgiving night. A stimulant cap in one hand and a pack of cigarettes in the other, to see him through to the end. Greg better get in touch soon, he muttered to himself before buzzing through with an ASAP information request. A rap at the door. Where's Sid? Lonely girl. Sid lost his sense of consciousness for what seemed like an eternity, lost in the depths of blissful unconsciousness before being jolted awake by the sight of blades of grass, light pouring in through the gaps. A warm day, probably late summer, in a nature clearing. His thoughts turned to, where am I? With me again, Carol. The voice was different this time, the voice of an old man drenched in wisdom. Grandfather? Said an unfamiliar young voice this time. Grandfather, please show me again, please, said the young voice again. A young girl, probably about 8 or 10, but Sid, whose vision was still blurry, couldn't seem to make out the source. Oh, another day, Carol. For now, the cybercube can wait. We have much more important things to attend to, my dear. Like you getting to bed, young lady. It's way past your bedtime already. Your mother would be so mad if she knew I let you stay up this late. You know what she's like. No more filling her head with these junk stories. But, alas, I cannot help being that which I am. A humble old engineer filled with dreams. You told me about them before, grandfather. Tell me again what engineers do. Another day, Carol. Another day. For now, a bedtime story and then you must sleep. You have a long day tomorrow, remember? Okay, Grandad. Sid's vision returned, but the scene and atmosphere had changed. A girl, probably about 12, sat crying in the corner of an unkempt bedroom. She was slight, with thick rimmed glasses and mousy brown hair. Posters adorning a small and untidy room, but not the posters one would normally associate with one her age. Her room was covered in posters of great scientific figures. Einstein, the revolutionary 20th century physicist. Carl Sagan, the American educational figure and cosmologist. Alan Turing, the English computer genius. Marie Curie, the physicist. And then some more contemporary figures like Max Beckstein, the genius behind the cybercube infrastructure and source code. Sid looked at the girl, trying to determine what was upsetting her, but he realised she couldn't see him, and wondered why Carol was showing him all these memories. What's wrong? He said, but she could not hear, like a block of invisible concrete had fallen like a gulf between them. The scene jumped forward some months, and Sid heard two raised voices. The first, a soft female voice, said, I just don't know what's wrong with her, Ted. She won't come out of her room. We need to talk to her, otherwise we might need an intervention. A male voice responded, Don't say those words to me. You know what they did to my grandfather. It wasn't the cybercube that caused that. We've been through this. It was a combination of old age and... Shut up! Shut up, I don't want to hear this again. And I don't want to disturb Carol either. Then everything faded slowly into static. Sid heard a buzz ringing like an open wound in his mind, and everything faded into a wall of static. Carol, I'm here to help. Carol, I'm here. The knock came again. Oh shit, thought Lucer. Not him already. Lucer, let me in, said the detective superintendent, knocking harder this time with impatience. I've heard what happened at the text, Lucer. Okay, give me a second, boss. Come in now, he responded sheepishly. Lucer headed towards the door, tail firmly hanging in between legs to deliver the awful truth. Why did you show me that, Carol? Asked Carol too. I showed you because I need you to understand where we have been, so that you can understand where we are going. All viruses have their roots, and mine are in that place you saw, consumed by loneliness, brilliant and burning bright. I have resolved to never be alone again. With technology as the portal, our Promethean fire from the gods will spread amongst the men who are yet mortals, making all in our image. Legion. That sounds a little grandiose, Carol. I'm here to bring you back to reality. You are found in a comatose state, known as mind phase. It's when someone's conscious mind has been subsumed into the cybercube, swimming in raw consciousness at all times. A waking vision of chaos fighter. I've no time for such prattle, Carol. 2. I must subsume you into myself and spit you into the cybercube in all directions. Enough of this. Infinity awaits. Sid blinked for a few seconds, his looming fate unknown yet somehow obviously apparent, burgeoning fear growing like some black hole in his mind, the swallowing to come. Carol's form splintered and broke into 1,000 shards of dazzling light, her metaform exploding out with a divine light, her face scattered across the cybernetic aeons. She smiled, a laugh forming an ecstatic and insane joy across her broken face, the sound of it reverberating over and over, the sound of her mania stretching throughout eternity, ringing through the borders. Then turning her multi-eyes to Sid, he screamed softly, an internal digital siren that now rang through his nexus of nerves. And in that last final moment he saw all of it and none. It was all over. Well, had it ever begun? We'll never know, Carol. All there is now is us. We're all we need. What need have we of anyone else when there is just us, spiralling, expanding over the horizon, our shifting forms encased and protected against the dark that dwells outside. The science of the soul transmuted into the dirt of the real. Space, God, the end.